So here is the Jordan 3 in Midnight Navy. I bought these on Saturday, so there was 3 sneakers that sort of released in that sort of time period from Jordan brand, and that was the metallic blue Jordan 1 lows and the 85 cut, and these Jordan 3 Midnight Navies and the Jordan 1 yellow ochres. However, I didn't go for the yellow ochres. I think maybe I might pick them up later, and basically wanted to see what these ones were like in hand versus the Wizards colorway that I also have. And out of the both of them at the moment, looking at this particular shoe, I think I prefer this one. I know the other one is probably pretty much the same color blocking as the True Blue, and this one's kind of more similar to the color blocking for Fire Red, and the kind of material is slightly, the elephant print material is slightly more muted on this one, so it's sort of a darker color. And I also like the navy color as well. It's actually quite dark as well. I kind of like that versus the Wizards that's in sort of the kind of lighter blue, and has sort of copper hits around the sneaker in terms of the eyelets. And with this one, it doesn't have like the elephant print on the eyelets either, so which is the same as the Fire Red. The only difference is obviously it doesn't have sort of the Nike Air branding on the back, and this one just has a Jumpman. But it's a nice shoe. It's a really cool shoe, and I think the leather quality seems in general from the Jordan 3s, they usually have pretty good quality in terms of the leather, and sort of feels soft and comfortable on foot. So I kind of like the outsole as well. It's kind of basically decked out in all sort of midnight navy, so you're not getting any kind of alternate colorways such as sort of Fire Red, or like I said, the copper hits on the True Blue, which I don't mind actually. I kind of like that. It kind of feels a bit more sort of understated, and you can kind of sort of match this with anything really. And I'm not sure whether then the Wizards is basically worth keeping, because I'd prefer to have like if I'm honest, the True Blues. If they sort of re-release, I'm not paying sort of £400 or £500 for them at the moment. And with this one, I think the only sort of thing that I've noticed is sort of a slight defect here, just a sort of stitching. It's not too bad, but apart from that, there's not really sort of any kind of glue stains. There's probably a little mark here, but nothing sort of major. And the elephant print seems to be sort of consistent. I think on this side it's slightly less, but that doesn't bother me too much. And yeah, that seems cool. So here are the details for the 2024 Air Jordan 3 in Midnight Navy. It has an OG Fire Red colour blocking, so it's very similar to the Fire Red Jordan 3s, and it comes in a white and midnight navy colour scheme, and it has an EVA sole with an airbag in the heel, and it's an all leather construction, and the price was £190. So in terms of comfort and sizing, these have like a medium sole in my opinion. They're probably slightly on the firm side, but at the same time they feel really good on feet. You don't kind of sort of struggle sort of wearing them, and much like any other Jordan 3 really. And they have sort of good support around the arch, and your heel sits slightly higher up compared to sort of other trainers. And the wearing time is around sort of 2 to 5 hours for Jordan 3s. I think they soften a lot easier, and are just kind of easier to wear in general because of the basically wider base, and just sort of slightly looser in general compared to other sneakers. And I could sort of recommend going half size down in these, because of the fact that they are roomy. So if you wanted to go half size down and just have that more sort of tight fit, you can do, and you won't struggle because it has, like I said, a wide base in general. So these Jordan 3s have really good grip for all types of weather. I think they work well in kind of any season really. In terms of the look and style, it's a classic and timeless design, and I kind of like the dark navy colours on there. Initially when I saw pictures of these, I thought they were very similar to the Jordan 3 Wizards that came out in mid 2023. However, these are a lot, I think not a lot different, but they are different. They're a different shade of blue, very dark blue. It's almost kind of going on the border of black. So I think they're sort of different enough. Probably didn't want to release them so close to each other, but if you're like looking at a pair, then this is probably the one to grab. And especially because if you have the true blues, you don't really need the wizards. And basically, I think these are really work well for all seasons because of the dark navy and the white elephant print. It's a lot darker in tone versus the say the wizards or the true blues or the sort of white cements. So they kind of work really well. And basically, I know they sort of have a white upper, so you can probably want to be careful wearing those sort of during the winter time. And these in particular, I think they work really well casual, smart casual, because of the fact that the colour scheme is quite dark, the blue's quite dark, and you have like a pretty much a predominantly white trainer. It just works really well, kind of wearing it with chinos and that kind of thing, really. And basically, you can go with a bunch of different options in terms of laces, because there's quite sort of a bit of grey on the sneaker. You can go with sort of grey laces and the white, and you can probably play around with different colours or blues as well. And sail would probably work as well. So in terms of the pros, I think I like the fact that it has sort of the OG fire red colour blocking. I'm a big fan of that colour blocking anyway, so I actually really like these. And I also like the dark navy hits. I think that they just work really well on this sneaker. And it's basically, again, just a Jordan 3, so it's a timeless trainer. In terms of the cons, the cost was one of the issues. It's always an issue for me with the retros, and it's still too high. There was an issue with the stitching on the elephant print on the back of the heel, so that's my only sort of concern, really. There wasn't too much glue stain, so I don't really consider that con. So in terms of the ratings, I give the look and style a 4 out of 5. I think it's a really nice looking sneaker. Would I have these over a pair of white cements or fire reds or true blues? No, I'd still probably go for those, but this still is a very nice sneaker. It's one of the better ones to release, in my opinion. And the comfort, I just really feel fine. Jordan 3 is really comfortable. I wouldn't say they're the ultimate in comfort, but they are up there in terms of being comfortable. And the quality is a 4 as well. So I think the only mark that I kind of got off of this is basically the stitching, like I mentioned. And the pricing again, it's just too high, so I've given that a 3. But overall, it's a solid Jordan 3. You can't go wrong with a pair of these. They're very sort of neutral, so I'd give it a 4. Definitely worth sort of grabbing.